Hello and welcome to Your World This Week, the weekly roundup for all the top news stories of the week. The top news stories this week are:
India reported a spike of 73,272 new COVID-19 cases and 926 deaths on Saturday. Total COVID-19 tally now stands at 69,79,424, including 8,83,185 active cases. 59,88,823 patients have been cured or discharged or migrated so far, and around 1,07,416 people have died. Recoveries in India have exceeded new cases for 3 continuous weeks. The new cases during these 3 weeks have displayed a steady trend of decline. India is on a steady trajectory of continuously declining active cases. Active caseload remained below 9 lakh for the first time after a month. A report prepared by the National Centre for Disease Control has cautioned that the national capital needs to gear up to tackle the surge of 15,000 COVID-19 cases per day in the upcoming winters and festival season. Indian Medical Association, meanwhile, on Thursday asked Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan to produce substantial evidence on the protocol of prevention of COVID-19 infection based on Ayush and yoga treatment. On October 6th, the central government had announced the National Clinical Management Protocol based on Ayurveda and yoga for the management of COVID-19. Globally, over 36.8 million people have been infected, while more than 1.6 million have succumbed to the virus so far. President Donald Trump too had to be admitted to a hospital after he was diagnosed COVID-19 positive. Trump has now returned back to the White House and says he's feeling absolutely fine. Days after he underwent a cardiac surgery, Union Minister and founder of Lok Janshakti Party Vilas Paswan passed away at the age of 74 on Thursday in Delhi. Vilas Paswan's mortal remains were taken to Patna on Saturday for last rites. Leaders from across the political spectrum have offered their condolences on Paswan's demise. Post Paswan's demise, Union Minister Piyush Goyal was assigned additional charge of the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. With India yet to come to terms with a brutal gang rape of a 19-year-old Dalit girl in Hathras in Uttar Pradesh and the way in which her body was cremated at 2:30 in the middle of the night, keeping her family in the dark, the Supreme Court also asked the district administration to file a detailed affidavit on the steps taken to give protection to the victim's family. The UP government, which sought a court-monitored CBI probe, maintains that the cremation was done in the manner based on the intelligence inputs of possible tension. The government says a conspiracy was hatched to discredit the government and hinder a fair probe. In a related development, Enforcement Directorate has hinted that Rs 100 crore was sent to Hathras to fund unrest. However, after Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi's visit to Hathras on 6th October, a joint delegation of left parties including Communist Party of India Marxist and Communist Party of India comprising Communist Party of India Marxist General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri and CPI General Secretary D. Raja met the victim's family member and demanded an independent judicial probe to ensure the justice to victim. Union Minister Ramdas Athwal also met the family the same day, assuring the family of all possible support along with giving their son a Class 3 job and financial aid of Rs 5 lakh. Moving on, the much-awaited announcement pertaining to the Nobel Prize winners were made this week. The Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine 2020 was awarded jointly to Harvey J. Alter, Michael Houghton and Charles M. Rice for the discovery of hepatitis C virus. These 3 scientists have made a decisive contribution to fight against blood-borne hepatitis. The Nobel Prize in Physics 2020 was awarded to Roger Penrose from the University of Oxford for the discovery that black hole formation is a robust production of the general theory of relativity, along with Reinhard Genzel of Max Planck Institute for Extraterritorial Physics, Germany, and University of California, Berkeley, and Andrea Ghez from the University of California in Los Angeles for the discovery of supermassive compact object at the center of our galaxy. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry to Emanuel Schopenter, Director of Max Planck Unit for the Science of Pathogens at Berlin, and Jennifer A. Doudna, Professor at University of California in the USA for the development of a method for genome editing. The Nobel Prize in Literature 2020 was awarded to American poet Louise Glück for her unmistakable poetic voice that, with austere beauty, makes individual existence universal. The Norwegian Nobel Committee also awarded United Nations World Food Programme for its effort to combat hunger, for its contribution to bettering conditions for the peace in conflict-affected areas, and for acting as a driving force in efforts to prevent the use of hunger as a weapon of war and conflict. For the first time since June, the air quality index in the national capital dipped to poor category on Wednesday. Delhi's 24-hour average air quality index stood at 215 on Wednesday, which is in the poor category. The last time in 3 months when Delhi's air quality index had plunged to the poor category was on June 29, when air quality index stood at 230. Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai said that their first target is to reduce pollution due to dust, and around 39 sites have been identified where anti-smoke guns will be used. On Saturday, Delhi Pollution Control Committee imposed a fine of Rs 20 lakh on FICCI for violation of environment regulations. It was instructed by DPCC not to carry out or restart any demolition activity without installing any anti-smoke gun at their Tansin Marg site in Delhi. In the latest update on the US presidential elections front, the second US presidential debate between President Donald Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden, scheduled to be held virtually on October 15, has been called off. The Commission on Presidential Debates said on Saturday, adding that both campaigns had announced an alternate plan for the date. However, the US vice presidential debate turned out into a no-holds-barred bout between Kamala Harris and Mike Pence on Wednesday, as Harris put key decisions of Trump administration under the scanner, including US policy on China. Kamala Harris incidentally became the third woman to ever take part in a vice presidential debate. Speaking passionately about what she believed could make America better, she spelled out why Americans should vote for the change after 4 years of the Trump administration. Arrested by Narcotics Control Bureau probing the drugs angle in the Sushant Singh Rajput case, actor Rhea Chakraborty was granted bail by the Bombay High Court. Rhea Chakraborty was released from Baikala jail on Wednesday after spending a month in jail. The court, however, rejected the bail plea of her brother Shobhit Chakraborty. Finally, let's have a look at the IPL's 2020 points table. After all the matches played this week, Delhi Capitals is leading the points table by winning 5 matches out of 6 played, followed by Mumbai Indians and Sunrisers Hyderabad. As of now, Kings 11 Punjab is placed at the end of the table with only 1 match won so far. Meanwhile, Chennai Super Kings skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who has been facing a lot of flack for Chennai Super Kings' performance, was in for a rude shock when rape threats started pouring in for his 5-year-old daughter Ziva. Here's the viral video of the week.
Hope you liked this edition of Your World This Week. We will be back next week with yet another episode of Your World This Week. Have a good day.